What if your old blog post could bring in new Pinterest traffic every single month without creating brand new content? In this video, I'll show you my 30-minute strategy to refresh pins so they look new and keep getting clicks. I'm Rebecca. I'm a CPA and homeschooling mom, helping women build remote income without burnout or hustle so they can create a peaceful life with more freedom. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to show you how I refresh old blog post pins in just 30 minutes so they stay active on Pinterest and keep driving traffic month after month. I'll also link my free Canva Pinterest template pack and my Pinterest starter system in the description. Those will save you a ton of time if you want to follow along. So Pinterest loves fresh content, but that doesn't mean starting from scratch every single time. When you refresh a pin, you're giving Pinterest a new piece of content to index while linking back to your proven posts that already perform. I do this about every 6 months or so for my top performing posts or for trending topics. So I start by pulling up my top performing pins. So this is just through my Pinterest analytics. And I look here at my top performing pins and I decide which ones that I want to go ahead and refresh, and I keep those in my tracker here. It's part of my Pinterest starter system. If you want the link, it's in the description. And so I just track everything that I want to refresh based on how many outbound clicks I get for that post. So I put this in my tracker system, and that way I just know what I've done, when I've done it, and I can make sure that I'm not pinning too often. So next, I decide what blog post is going to be refreshed. So I usually focus on posts that have historically done well or that tie to seasonal trends. So for each post, I typically refresh 8 to 10 pins, even if only a couple are currently performing well. But you can also choose to refresh just the top performing pin or pins if you want to. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to refresh 2 Christmas pins that did really well last year, just to show you the process of how I bring seasonal content or really any older pin back to life. So Pinterest needs to see a noticeable change for the pin to be considered a fresh pin. So you're not just repinning the same design. So some of the things that you can update to make it look like a fresh pin are swapping out the main image. So for example, this image here of the little boy and girl with a new stock photo or Canva element. You can change the accent colors. So you can maybe change the color of these snowflakes or the background color. I could change it from this off-white color to a different color. Or you can slightly tweak the pin text overlay for a fresh angle or to target new keywords. So I could change this wording here to make that seem more like a fresh pin. So most of the time I just swap out the main image as far as trying to refresh old pins. It's quicker and easier, and Pinterest definitely sees that as a fresh pin. So that's what I usually do. So I'll show you in this example. I have 75 unique Christmas stocking stuffer ideas. So for this, what I'll do is I'm just going to take out the main image here. I want to target these same keywords again this year because I did well last year. So I'm going to leave those the same. But if you wanted to try to target a new keyword, that would be a good idea, especially if your pin didn't do as well as you would have liked to do previously. So then I just go to elements here, and I'm going to type in Christmas. Let's see. Let's type in family Christmas. And I'm going to try to look for some new images. And I'm going to click see all. And so here's a good one that portrays a family at Christmas. So this could be a good one. And then I might just take out this these Christmas lights because it doesn't really go. So that's another way that I'm changing this image to where Pinterest will see it as fresh. And I'm just going to center that. And then that's all I do. Like I said, you can change other things on it if you want, but this is enough for Pinterest to see that as a fresh pin. So you could take out these elements on top or put different ones in. You could even change the color of the font if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to try a new design to see if you get even more traction on Pinterest. So here's the second one, 75 creative family stocking stuffer ideas. So I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to try to find another good picture of a family at Christmas. So here's another good one. So I'll just click on that and I'll put that right in there. And I'll probably take these out because it doesn't really fit those little stars at the bottom, but I think that that looks fine. And I'm not going to spend time changing anything else because I think the rest of the design looks good. Like I said, these pins did really well last Christmas, so I'm just going to leave it just how it is. So once your pins are refreshed, you upload them as new pins. So you're going to click up here, share, download, and then you're going to download them as a PNG image. And so I usually keep the titles the same, but I write a slightly different description when I put it into the Pinterest scheduler here. And I use my custom ChatGPT prompts for my starter system to write the descriptions really fast, so I don't have to spend a whole lot of time on those descriptions. But you can change the title and the description, or neither, or both, just depending on your strategy. But if you want to ever try to target new keywords, it would be good to update the title and or the description. Then I schedule my pins to relevant boards, and I like to space mine out every few days just so I don't look spammy to Pinterest, so I'm not posting the same URL too often in a row. So before we wrap up, let me share a few quick bonus tips that will make this process even easier. First, you want to batch this process. So like I said before, I usually do 8 to 10 pins in one sitting because it saves so much time. And next, try to keep a consistent style for your brand, but change enough so each pin does look fresh to Pinterest. And finally, keep a library of pin titles and text overlays so you're not starting from scratch every single time. I store mine inside of my starter system in a tracker, and I'll link it below if you want to use that same one. So to recap, you're going to pick your top performing posts, make small but noticeable changes to your pin design, upload them as fresh pins to the scheduler, and repeat this every few months. It's a simple 30-minute or less process that keeps your blog traffic moving without the stress. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more ways to grow your remote income without the burnout. And don't forget to grab your free Canva Pinterest templates below and check out my Pinterest starter system for my exact prompts, tracker, and the 10 mistakes that I never make on Pinterest anymore. I'll see you in the next one.